Greetings, my children of the night, my scholars of the damned. Welcome back to the Geriatric Goth, the channel that leads us through the haunted corridors of horror history. Today, we will journey to the haunted woods and forests of colonial New England, and we'll take a look for Thanksgiving at the horrors of the colonial life. We're not talking about the revolution, oh no. We're talking about early colonial life, where a group of intrepid Europeans traveled to a new land to kill the natives, and sometimes paid with their own lives. These people went to the New World to escape from what they saw as the horror, the iniquity, the evil of Europe, only to discover that they brought the horror with them and ran into some new horrors they maybe didn't know from before. From pious paranoia to heathen witchcraft, these films explore the evil that the early colonists faced in the New World. So, grab something to eat, something to drink. Are you drinking eggnog yet? Or are you still on your Halloween red sauce? In any case, let's dive in to the haunted history of colonial New England right now. We start with The Witch, Robert Eggers' haunting 2015 debut. Set in 1630s New England, it's a masterclass in historical authenticity and psychological horror. Eggers doesn't just recreate the time period, he summons it, down to the language, the clothing, even the creak of wooden planks. A devout family, exiled from their Puritan settlement, attempts to survive on the edge of a vast, godless wilderness. But something, or someone, in those woods has other plans. What makes The Witch so unnerving is its ambiguity. Is the evil truly supernatural, or does it bloom from within, from isolation, repression, and religious hysteria? By the time Black Phillip poses his infernal question, we realize this isn't just a witch, or a witch story. It's a Puritan nightmare made flesh. Next, we turn to the Sudbury Devil, a newer entry that proves colonial horror is alive and well. Set in the 1600s, it tells of a Puritan community beset by strange occurrences, superstition, guilt, and the creeping sense they've angered something older than their god. The film blends folk horror with psychological tension. There are witches and demons, yes, but the real horror lies within the hearts of the faithful. The Sudbury Devil feels like the witch's darker cousin, bloodier, angrier, and steeped in the belief that the devil doesn't need a host when he already lives within the soul. Additionally, the Sudbury Devil is made by Attaché Films, the same Attaché Films that turns out great content about American history as well as horror, literature, and films. Well worth seeing. Now, Let's conjure something a little different. 1989's Warlock. Julian Sands plays the satanic sorcerer condemned in 17th century Massachusetts who escapes execution by leaping through time to modern Los Angeles. Before it becomes a modern fantasy chase film, the early scenes are drenched in Puritan dread, gallows, superstition, and the flicker of hellfire. Sands delivers his role with a conviction that makes him believably ancient, as he stepped out of Cotton Mather's worst nightmare. It may swamp its witch trials for windbreakers later, but Warlock earns its place as a bridge, connecting colonial witchcraft to contemporary myth. Our final stop takes us not to America, but to a British imagining of colonial New England, the City of the Dead from 1960. Christopher Lee stars as a scholar of witchcraft who sends a student to a fog-shrouded Massachusetts town, one still haunted by a witch from centuries before. Though filmed entirely in England, its mood captures the Puritan spirit perfectly. Guilt, faith, and the lingering smell of brimstone. It's a Gothic echo of New England's folklore, merging the European witch tale with the new American nightmare. In a way, City of the Dead bridges the old world and the new, a British ghost dreaming of America's dark beginnings. So, what do these films reveal about colonial New England? That it was more than a time and a place. It was more than an adventure. It was the cradle of American fear. Fear of each other, fear of the other, and fear of things that seem to be shadows in the woods. If you enjoyed this trip back through the early history of terror in North America, please like the video. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. If you would like, you can help the channel by buying some of our merchandise. You'll find a link to the merchandise store down below. And you can also use the Buy Me a Coffee app to throw a few bucks our way. We appreciate it every bit. Thank you for watching the Geriatric Goth. And always remember that it's not so much giving thanks as it is just being grateful to still be alive. Until next time, be careful in the woods at night.